You know what the funniest thing about Rivals is right now? The game is genuinely in like a decent state. Most of the roster feels pretty good to play, and we do have our outliers on either ends of the spectrum, but if you isolate the gameplay from everything else, it's pretty good right now. But the fact is you can't isolate it. Before you get to any of that, you have to survive matchmaking. And I feel like everyone can attest to this recently, but the matchmaking it's just so bad. People are actively dropping the game because of the SVP streaks that they're having. I've seen it literally with my own friends. I've seen it every single time I go on TikTok, and I'm so confused because no one's able to actually pinpoint the cause of all this. We're just saying people are terrible at the game and we're pinning it on other people in the community, just telling people simply get better. But this isn't only a community issue. Believe it or not, NetEase has intentionally manufactured this matchmaking. Well, maybe not intentionally, but the way that they've set up their system has caused this terrible matchmaking, obviously, and they're not deciding to do anything about it. So, why is it happening, and how can we fix it? I don't know. Why are you asking me? Anyways, we're going to be breaking all that down in this video. Yeah, let's get into it. First off, let's start off with discussing Quick Match, because I feel like that's where the problem is the most prevalent right now. Quick Match is supposed to be your casual mode. I mean, that's the pitch. There's no rank on the line, no stress. Just hop in, have fun, maybe try a new hero or something. It's supposed to be a mode where a new player can learn the game, or you can just relax after rank or warm up for ranked. Right now, it doesn't feel like that at all. In all honesty, Quick Match right now feels like ranked should feel, but a billion times worse, because I'm getting run down by triple support comps that are, I kid you not, Gambit, Loki, Mantis every single match. What can I do? Funnily enough, Quick Match matchmaking is actually designed exactly like ranked matchmaking, except you just don't get any of the rank rewards. The reason for that comes down to one thing: hidden MMR. Here's what's actually happening. Rivals doesn't match you based on your visible rank in Quick Match. It uses a separate hidden MMR, a number that you never physically see, that the game never actually displays to you, and it uses that to determine who you're going to play against. So let's say you're a casual like diamond player, but you want to hop into Quick Match and goof around on like a terrible hero like Blade or something. Cool, right? I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Except your hidden MMR from all your ranked games is still active. The system is going to see your skill level, and then it's going to be like, oh, you want to play Panther right now? We're going to put you against a top 500 Thing main, and you're never going to be able to see the light of day again. Let's say you're trying to practice Groot for the first time. You're going against people who have 3,000 hours on Wolverine. What is your problem, man? That's not casual. It's not fun. It's literally just ranked, but you don't have that feedback loop of seeing your physical rank go down. And it creates this horrible situation where no one actually knows what Quick Match is supposed to be anymore. Some people really treat it like ranked because that's what it feels like. Some people just continue to mess around. Anyways, all these groups get thrown into the same lobbies and everyone just hates each other because they're all treating Quick Match like a different game mode. I have seen players in Quick Match consistently, genuinely flaming teammates for not playing to their utmost optimal playstyle on the character. And seeing throwers in Quick Match. Why are you throwing in Quick Match, dude? You literally lose nothing. This hidden MMR system wasn't designed with bad intentions. In theory, it makes sense that you'd want to place against players that are similar skill levels to you, right? I mean, you don't want to go into a game mode where you're just getting rolled every game or stomping the enemy team every game. It wouldn't be fun either way. But this execution creates a mode that's hostile to casuals because they're going to get stomped, and hostile to high skill players because they're in sweaty lobbies that they don't really want to be in right now. It's a lose-lose, and the community has been pointing it out since launch. What has NetEase done? Okay, so Quick Match is sweaty and it's frustrating. Fine, just go play ranked then. Except ranked has its own completely separate set of problems, and in some ways they're worse. The biggest issue with ranked, and this goes back to the start of season 1, is that the rank reset system never really got properly implemented. Here's what happened. Season 0 ended, season 1 launched, and everyone's been grinding, getting their ranks, figuring out where they're gonna place. When the rank reset happened, players were redistributed into their starting ranks, which was fine and all, but there were no proper placement matches. In fact, placement matches weren't even based on performance until season 7.5, which, mind you, ends this week. In most games with a rank season system, when a new season starts, you play your placement matches, and the game determines your rank based on your performance, as well as factoring in your previous rank, then gives you a calibrated starting point that roughly reflects your actual skill level. It's not perfect, but it is arguably one of the best systems that at least tries to sort people before throwing them into the ranked ladder. Rivals just didn't do that. Players got placed in their ranks based on wins and losses, not based on how well they performed. So some players had super inflated ranks, and obviously some had the complete opposite, where they simply got terrible teammates every game and were now placed in like plat or something. So your ranked experience was probably just lose and lose and maybe win, maybe a difficult one, but then you just go back to losing again. Not only because there were bad teammates in your lobbies, but also because there are players that are supposed to be in Diamond and GM lobbies that are playing in your lobbies, who are just farming elo because they're not in the right rank. The mismatch caused by the system is brutal, and they just need to make some changes to it. Now, I want to go over something that regards the community and that's been touched on by some creators before, and that is the teammate experience specifically. Because the number one complaint that I hear all the time isn't, this enemy team is just better than us. It's always, my teammates are terrible. I can attest to having said that myself, honestly. Having terrible teammates, it's literally a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby situation. Think of it like that. They're just not supposed to be in your rank. The matchmaking system is miscalibrated, and the person who suffers most isn't always you. The people on your team who are also doing so terrible have been dropped into a lobby that they weren't ready for. Think about it from their perspective. You're a player that just placed plat, so you're feeling good. You queue up some ranked, you're confident, you're hoping to win some games today. Unfortunately, the people on the enemy team are grandmaster level players, but the game didn't place them there because the placement system is terrible. Those players will just hard carry the enemy team, or if they're on your team, hard carry your team, and everyone else just rides off their back or gets stomped. The actual people that are meant to be in that rank just get caught in the crossfire. Nobody on that team really had a good game. So I want to recognize that it's not only a skill issue, but also a systems issue. The matchmaking has created the situation, and that's why the just get better response to matchmaking complaints is just so frustrating. Sometimes the problem isn't your skill level. You're genuinely just getting put with teammates who are not supposed to be in this rank through no fault of yours or theirs. The system is supposed to prevent that, but instead it's causing it. The lever problem also makes this exponentially worse. When someone on your team realizes mid-match that this lobby is way above their skill level or simply too boring, they might just leave. And in quick match especially, there's barely any penalty for it. So the people who stay, who are trying, get punished with a 5v6 or another terrible teammate coming in to replace them because the matchmaking put someone in a game they were never equipped to handle. We've got to talk about something that has been speculated in the Rivals community for a long time. Is EOMM present in Marvel Rivals? Now, the devs have come out right and said, no, EOMM is not used in Rivals, but it doesn't really feel like that. For those of you that don't know what EOMM is, it stands for Engagement Optimized Matchmaking. The basic idea of EOMM is not to make fair matches. It's trying to maximize how long you play the game. It does this by engineering your emotions during the game. Win too much? Then they're going to start giving you worse teammates, bad team comps, unfavorable matchups, because players who win too easily are just going to get bored and log off. You're starting to lose too much? The system might throw you a win or two. nice matchups, some good teammates, just to keep you from rage quitting. The goal isn't fair matchmaking. The goal is to keep you in queue. Like I said, NetEase has publicly denied that Rivals uses EOMM, and they've said the system is skill-based, which is fine. But here is what the community is actually experiencing. Forced 50% win rates. Players with long win streaks. Literal top 500 players with win streaks. Just hitting walls upon walls of losses that feel statistically impossible to overcome. Not, I just had a rough day and bad games losses. I'm talking about consistent, prolonged losing streaks over multiple days where the quality of your teammates visibly drops, and then a few wins just to pull you back in, and then another losing streak. Does this sound familiar? Because it should for most of you. This exact pattern, sometimes called slot machine matchmaking, is the same thing Call of Duty players have been complaining about for years. The system's designed to keep you emotionally engaged, not to give you fair matches. Now, I have no way of 100% proving factually that NetEase is doing this, but I can say that the community's lived experiences matches the EOMM pattern pretty closely. And when a game's own recent Steam reviews are calling the matchmaking system rigged, not just bad, but rigged, that's not something you can just dismiss as sore losers. The counter argument is always confirmation bias. We always remember losses more than wins. We blame the system when it's actually just variance. And sure, that's a valid point. Humans are terrible at evaluating randomness, but confirmation bias doesn't explain the coordinated, widespread community reports of the exact same specific pattern across thousands of players. Whether it's EOMM or just a badly calibrated skill-based matchmaking system, the result is the same. Players don't trust the matchmaking. Now, this is arguably the most important part of the video that I really want you guys, if you take anything away from this video at all, take this away. And that's the fact that matchmaking is more important than balance. We talk so much about balance because when a character is overpowered or underpowered, it's glaringly obvious in this game. Balance does matter. Hell, I literally made a whole video about it. It is a real issue, but balance patches can be tuned. Heroes can be adjusted. Metas shift. That stuff is visible, it's addressable. But matchmaking is different. Matchmaking is the foundation itself. Every single experience you have in this game starts with matchmaking. Before you pick your hero, before you see the map, before the match even starts, the matchmaking has decided the quality of your experience. If the foundation is broken, it doesn't matter how good the balance is. A bad matchmaking experience doesn't just make you frustrated in the moment, it warps your perception of everything else. You lose a match because of bad matchmaking, and suddenly the hero that rolled your team feels OP. You get a team that doesn't coordinate, and suddenly the game isn't fun anymore. The matchmaking failure becomes a balance complaint, a community health complaint, a toxicity complaint. It all stems and flows downstream from one broken system. I've watched this game lose hundreds of players over how terrible the matchmaking is. Not because they stopped liking the core mechanics of the game, the core gameplay loop, the characters in the game they loved, but they stopped being able to trust that any given session would actually be worth their time. And that is a terrible place for a game to be. If, when I get on my computer when I get home, and the first thing I think about before booting up the game is whether or not I really want to subject myself to queuing ranked or queuing even quick match today, that says a lot, dude. So let's talk solutions. Number one, fix placement matches even further. Completely remove them being based any sort of win-loss ratio. They don't need to be based on a win-loss ratio. Simply make it performance-based. 2, separate quick match MMR or just remove the hidden MMR system entirely. Quick match is meant to be casual, so it should have its own function casually. Either give quick match its own separate MMR pool that resets frequently and has a much wider acceptable match range, or get rid of the hidden MMR system in quick match entirely and just use something simpler, like a recent hero performance or explicit mode preference. Stop making casual players feel like they're being punished for trying to play the fun modes. Number 3, We need real lever penalties, real thrower penalties. If you leave or throw without a connection drop, you should get a meaningful queue restriction, not just a 5 or 15 minute timeout. Something that makes players sit there for long enough to think twice. Right now, I just don't think it adequately punishes you for bailing on your team. Number 4, arguably the most obvious and the most important one, transparency. Show players their MMR. Show them how the matchmaking system actually works. Publish the algorithm, or at least a genuine explanation of it. Right now, the lack of transparency is what's feeding the EOMM conspiracy theories. Even though they outright denied it, the fact that we're still having these EOMM experiences is proof that we need definitive evidence. If players could see the numbers, if they could see what they're actually dealing with, they could understand it. The black box approach is just destroying trust. Number 5 is a mode-specific rank. And this one is a little bit of a bigger ask, but hear me out. They had something similar in Overwatch where you have a rank based on your role, so why don't we have a rank based on the mode? Now, this might sound like a terrible idea, but it is basically what the matchmaking is like right now anyways, so why not just go all in, right? Your rank in the game right now reflects your general performance, but people's skill levels vary between heroes and roles, which is why Overwatch had a role rank system. A mode or system like that in Rivals would give players a bit more of that metadata they're missing. It would help the matchmaking place them more accurately as well, and give players more useful feedback. None of these things are revolutionary asks. Almost every competitive game has these placement matches knocked down to performance. Overwatch has had role ranks. These tools already exist. NetEase needs to use them. Rivals itself has every capability to be one of the greatest competitive hero shooters to ever exist. It is a good game. The only thing is that it lacks a good matchmaking system. Its current matchmaking system is actively working against its own player base. The quick match experience is hostile to the casual players and even worse for new players. The ranked experience is hostile to mid-tier players who get caught in the rank reset shuffling. And the total lack of transparency means players don't know who to trust or what's even real. The community has been loud about this for a long time. I mean, the Steam reviews are mixed, partly because of matchmaking. Players are churning out of a game they like because they don't trust the queue. NetEase, the core of this game is fun. The concept of this game is great. People want to keep playing, but you're burning through all the goodwill you have on something that's fixable in like one patch. Matchmaking is fixable. Sure, it takes work, and we need transparency. It takes actually listening to what the player base has been telling you for over a year, but it's still fixable. And for you guys watching this, let me hear your worst matchmaking stories in the comments. I'll drop mine as well and pin it, because some of these games recently have just been terrible, and all the rants I've been seeing on TikTok are just the most hilarious stuff ever. So if you have any crazy stories, let me know. I would be actually joyous to read them. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to complain about for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Yeah, that's basically it. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. My next video is going to be a great one. I have something big planned, so be on the lookout.